Hello everyone, welcome back here. In this particular part of the video, we are going to start a new chapter, that is your unit number second, and the unit number is given, you can see, and the part number 4, video number 19 of chapter 5, that is principle of inheritance and variation, which is coming under the genetics. So in this particular part, we are going to talk about what is the actually gene, chromosome, and the discovery related to gene and the factor, this all things. We also discuss about the Mendel. So let's start it. So that is your unit number 7, genetics and evolution, right? That is the name of unit. And in this particular unit, we have the 3 chapters. One is the principle of inheritance and variation, and molecular basis of inheritance, evolution, right? So starting, before going to go with that all chapters or throughout this particular chapter number 5, let's discuss about something new about the scientist, something more about the scientist, right? So here the things is written, that is from your NCERT only. So you can see what things is written here. The work of the Mendel and others who followed him gave us an idea of inheritance pattern. However, the nature of those factors which determine the phenotype was not so much clear. As this factor represents the genetic basis of inheritance, understanding the structure of genetic material and the structure basis of the phenotype conversion become the focus of alternation in the biology for the next century. The entire body of the molecular biology was constantly developed with the major contribution of from your Watson and Crick, Nirenberg, Khorana, Korenberg, father and son both, Benzer, Monod, Werner, etc. So these all other scientists who are related to the genetics. A parallel problem being tackled was the mechanism of the evolution. So awareness in the area of the molecular genetics, structural biology, and bioinformatics that have enriched our understanding of the molecular basis of the evolution. So in this unit, the structure and function of the DNA and the story and the theory behind the evolution have been examined and explained. Right? So the things is actually started from the Mendel and Darwin, between the Mendel and Darwin, where the Mendel give the theory related to the genetics and Darwin give the theory related to the evolution. And many more scientists are seen after these 2 factors, right? Nirenberg was the biggest scientist at the time. Okay, so here you can see this is the picture of 2 scientists, James Watson and Francis Crick, who gave the DNA model, double helical DNA model. So let's see what things is important to understand and know about these 2 scientists. So James David Watson was born in the Chicago on 6th April 1928. In 1947, he received the BSc degree in zoology. And he also received a fellowship of the graduate study in the zoology at Indian University, Bloomington, where he received his PhD degree in 1950 on a study of effect of X-ray. Okay, let me underline it. That is what? X-ray on the bacteriophage multiplication. Where is Crick? He made Crick and discovered their common interest in solving the DNA structure. So, early in March 1953, in the proposal of the complementary double helical configuration, that was happened. Next, that Crick was born on the 8th June 1960, And the next important guest who completed PhD in 1954 on the thesis entitled that is X-ray diffraction, polypeptide and protein. So you can see X-ray in on bacteriophage and X-ray diffraction. These are the two courses which is done by respective scientists James Watson and Crick. Okay. So in 1953, to the proposal of the double helical structure for DNA and replication scheme, Crick was made. Okay, Crick was made an FRS. FRS, that full form is Fellow of Royal Society in 1959. So this is all about the scientist, right? Come to the next, that is actually from your first introductory point of the chapter 5. So here we have the lots of questions that are related to the genetics. And yes, we also want answer of this all questions. Now time it is very easy to get the answer. But those means in earlier time, that is quite tough to understand, quite tough to get answer. So the first question is, have you ever wondered why an elephant always gives birth only to a baby elephant, not some other animal? That is your first question. Next question, why a mango seed form only a mango plant, not any other plant? Next one question, give that they do are the offspring identical to their parents. That ever one question, that the question is based on ever two questions, right? Or do they show the difference in some their characteristics? Next question, have you ever wondered why the seedling sometimes looks so similar to each other or sometimes even so different? So this is all the questions. And the answer is what? Only the genetics. Answer is same, that answer is based on your chapter only. Means that question is based on the chapter and answer you get when you go through entire chapter. So the first question answer is genes. Next question answer is genes. And yes, the next one, given that they do are the offspring identical to each other. So if they are the identical, we have the two things, monozygotic and dizygotic condition, right? And they show the difference in some their character, that is depending upon either they are monozygotic or dizygotic. Have you ever wondered why siblings sometimes look similar to each other? Same case, monozygotic and dizygotic. Okay. These and several related questions are dealt with the scientifically in a branch of biology which is known as genetics. So, this subject means genetics is a branch of science or biology which deals with the inheritance, right, as well as the variation of the characters from parent to the offspring. That is the simple definition of genetics. Inheritance is a type of process by which the characters are passed from their parents to the progeny. So, it is the basis of heredity and variation, right? It is the basis. So, the variation, what is the variation next? So, variation is the degree by which the progeny different from their parents. Clear? So, idea about the genetics is already known by the earlier people who lived or who were lived in 8,000 to 1,000 before Christ. So that one of the causes of the variation was hidden in the sexual reproduction. So they exploit the variations that were naturally present in the wild population of the plant and the animal to selectively breed and select the organism that possess desired characteristics. Means they also will know about something that is going to benefit it or give them benefit. Like if they are mixing the two characters and if both characters is dominant in nature, so that the species which is coming next that also having the good characters, right? So at the time also the blending of characters taking place. But people don't know about the real genetics. They only do the work. They have no idea about anything. Simply they do, right? So for example, do the artificial selection and domestication from the ancestral wild cows. So we have the well-known Indian breed, that is the Sahiwal, who can be a red horse condition in the Punjab. And we must, however, recognize that through our ancestors knew about the inheritance of the character and variation. So they had the very little idea about the scientific basis of this phenomenon. Means they know about this whole thing, how we do the artificial selection and how we can get the desirable organism by doing the hybridization process. But what things is behind that, means what type of method is running behind this all thing, they don't know, right? Because Mendel also don't know about this all things. He only gave the name factor, right? So here your genetics is going to start, and genetics is nothing but a name of character, that is inheritance, principle of inheritance and variation. Inheritance and variation is equal to the genetics. Okay. So the word genetics is derived from the gene. Genetics term is given by the W. Baxter in 1905, and the study of the heredity and the variation means heredity means like beget like. What we have, we get in our next generation, right? Variation, that is the difference which actually occur in case of the sexual reproduction only. Next is the heredity. What it means, everyone know. In 10th class you already studied about that genetics in not a detail but in brief account. So heredity, it is the transfer of the character from their parents to their protein. And inheritance is the process of the transmission from one generation to the another. There is a slightly difference between the heredity and the inheritance. Heredity is actually the main process, and inheritance is one type of, you can say, the vehicle. It's not a chromosome, but yeah, it's one type of the pathway. So the character, that is, we can say the genital. It's not related to the genital either, but it's genital. So that character which comes from the gene. So gene give the gene expression, and that is depending upon the environment condition, maybe the external or the internal, and the developed character or the development of the character is actually depending upon the external and internal environment, as you know. Variation is what? That is the parameter, or we can say the difference which is exist among the member of the same species. Variation is the base of the evolution. Without variation, we can't give the idea or got idea about the evolution, right? So organisms can be genetically identical, right? Like in case of the twins and clones, and but not same. Organisms, they are genetically identical, but they are not same because the gene is different. The sequence is always same. Only 0.1% difference can make us or our personality is different. Looking wise we are different because of that 1%. Okay. So the father of genetics, everyone knows, G. John Mendel, who done their all experiment on pea plant, and father of modern genetics is the W. Baxter. And the term genetics is homozygous, heterozygous, hemizygous. This all things is given by the Baxter. Okay, this all term is actually given by the Baxter. Father of experimental genetics is the Morgan, T.H. Morgan, who done their experiment on the Drosophila. That is Drosophila melanoblastus, which is a small fruit fly. Next is the term which is given by the Morgan is the linkage. That's the linkage recombination. Linkage and recombination actually it is given by the Morgan. Clear? Next is the father of human genetics is the A. Gerold, and the first genetical disorder is the alkaptonuria, and the book that means all the things which is related to the alkaptonuria. It is actually type of the metabolism disorder. So it they also write means he was written one book. The name of or title of that book is Inborn Error of Metabolism. And concept of this one particular title is one mutant gene is equal to the one metabolic block. Means one mutant gene can block the metabolic pathway. Either you can also in this chapter also you can see that one gene, one enzyme hypothesis. We will see all those things also. Okay, don't worry. This chapter is going to very easy for you if you study and if you concentrate. Then only. Okay, come to the point next. That is the variation. I already discussed about the variation. Again, I am going to discuss it. That is the difference that exists amongst the member of same species. So the difference may be the morphological, anatomical, physiological, cellular, or the behavioral. Clear? So this is all for the introductory point of the gene or this chapter, chapter number 5. See you in the next chapter with the next video. Till then, just take care of yourself and keep watching the video. Thank you so much for watching this.